What if I told you that in the global AI arms race over the past year, the real game changer wasn't Google, wasn't OpenAI, and arguably wasn't even an American company? Let's turn the clock back to January 2025. It was a cold winter when the so-called DeepSeek Moment erupted. It didn't just shatter Silicon Valley's monopoly. Over the following year, it demolished the myth of the compute moat. That was the moment open source models began winning hearts and minds, which it turns out is far more important than winning benchmarks. But that's not even the most disruptive part. Looking back from today, in early 2026, does it feel like AI has become more powerful, but the way it gets stronger has changed? The brute force era of scaling laws, simply stacking GPUs and feeding more data, hit a wall this past year. We are entering a new realm of physics where models don't get smarter by reading more, but by thinking longer. If you're a programmer, or you code for a living, I have bad news and good news. Traditional programming is dying, and a new profession called vibe coding is being born. In this world, you're no longer the bricklayer, you're the architect. But if you can't keep up with this rhythm, all you'll leave behind is a steaming pile of AI-generated technical debt that you don't even understand. Today, through a deep dive conversation between Lex Fridman, Sebastian Raschke, and Nathan Lambert, we're going to dissect the state of AI in 2026. We'll talk about the US-China rivalry, the secrets of the post-training era, and the mental models you need to survive in this chaotic year. I'm Leo. Welcome back to the channel. Let's dive in. To understand 2026, we have to replay what happened 1 year ago. In January 2025, the release of DeepSeek R1 was a historical watershed. We are still feeling its aftershocks today. Many people ask me, what does this mean? Has China won? Sebastian made a brilliant observation in the podcast. In this game, there is no single winner, only an ecosystem winner. Look at the strategy of the US giants. Closed. They hide models behind APIs to build a SaaS moat. But in early 2025, DeepSeek did something incredibly disruptive. They released open weights. This wasn't just text sharing, it was a diminished scale strike. When a team from China releases a model that rivals GPT-4 or o1 and lets you run it on your own GPUs, they aren't just winning revenue, they are winning hearts and minds. This leads to a brutal truth. By 2026, technical secrets have an expiration date, and it's remarkably short. DeepSeek's tech from a year ago has already been digested and reconstructed by researchers worldwide. So, what is the competition now? It's a battle of infrastructure and budget. Who has the largest H100 clusters? Who has the most efficient data center power supply? But take note, while China is dominating the open source ecosystem, the US still holds the crown in commercial applications, the actual productivity tools like Cursor, Replit, and Claude Code. It's a misaligned war between base tech and top-tier products. If you take only one hard insight from this video, let it be this. The AI training pipeline has fundamentally changed. We used to think training was simple. Feed it the whole internet. Wait for the loss curve to drop, and you're done. In 2026, that's just the first and most boring step. The magic happens in 3 stages. First, pre-training. This is general education. The model reads Wikipedia, Reddit, and Shakespeare. It learns grammar and the basic rules of the world. But here, scaling laws are hitting a wall. Adding more data yields diminishing returns. Second, mid-training. This is the new frontier. Imagine you finished high school pre-training, and now you're headed for a PhD. You stop reading gossip columns and start reading high-quality textbooks. This is called data annealing. In the later half of training, we change the flavor of the data, feeding it high-density math problems, complex codebases, or even AI-generated synthetic data. Third, post-training. The real battlefield. This is where reasoning models like DeepSeek R1 and OpenAI O3 are born. We move past basic RLHF, human feedback. Now, we have something much more potent, RLVR, reinforcement learning with verifiable rewards. What are verifiable rewards? Take coding as an example. The AI writes a Python script. We don't need a human to read it, we just run it. Did it crash? Negative reward. Did it run successfully and produce the correct output? Positive reward. This automated, high-frequency feedback loop allows the model to engage in millions of rounds of self-play. Much like AlphaGo, it plays against itself in its own head, eventually evolving superior logical reasoning. Psychologist Daniel Kahneman famously divided human thought into System 1, intuitive, fast, and System 2, logical, slow. Legacy ChatGPT was essentially System 1. You ask a question, and it blurts out words instinctively. It doesn't think, it just predicts. But the theme of 2026 is Inference-time Scaling. When you use R1 or O3, have you noticed the pause? It's actually writing a scratch pad for itself? Wait, this logic is flawed. Let me try another way. This means we are no longer just chasing larger parameters. We are chasing longer thinking time. This presents a new economic question. How long are you willing to wait for a high IQ moment? For a simple email, you don't need System 2, but to refactor a payment system architecture, you'll gladly wait 60 seconds and pay 10x the price, as long as it's correct. Let's talk about the elephant in the room. Will AI replace programmers? Sebastian and Nathan were blunt. Coding is the most successful application of AI to date, but a metamorphosis is happening. We've entered the era of vibe coding. You no longer write code line by line. You describe an intent or a vibe. Hey, make a login page like Instagram, but make it more cyberpunk and tighten the security logic. AI handles the implementation. You handle the direction. Sounds great, right? Senior engineers become 10x engineers. But here is the trap. For junior engineers, this is a disaster. If you can't understand the code the AI generated, you can't review it. Sebastian warns that code review is now 100x more important than code writing. If you just copy-paste blindly, you are building a skyscraper on a swamp. Your software will be riddled with subtle bugs you don't even know exist. From chat to agents. The next step is agents AI that doesn't just talk, but acts. But agents have a mathematical Achilles heel. If an agent has a 90% success rate per step, and a task takes 10 steps, the final success rate is which is about 35%. This is why current agents often seem like idiot savants. Until we hit 99.9% reliability via RLVR, the true agentic era is still in the oven. So, what do we do? Based on this podcast, I've distilled 2 vital mental models for you. 1. The 3-stage learning method. Apply the AI training pipeline to your own life. Pre-training. Don't be a picky eater. Read widely. Build your world model. Mid-training. Pick your niche. Get high-density input. Don't look at generic tutorials. Read the source code. Post-training. Seek real-world feedback. Don't just do things that make you feel good. Do things with verifiable rewards. Does the code run? Did the customer buy? Real-world friction is what evolves your logic. 2. The reasoning decision matrix. Distinguish your tasks. Retrieval task. Who is the president? Use a fast, cheap model. Reasoning task. Design an algorithm. Use a slow model. O3, R1. Give it clear *constraint scan a goal, but don't micromanage its steps. Trust its chain of thought. At the end of the conversation, Lex Fridman asked the ultimate question. If AI can do everything, what is left for us? The answer is simpler and deeper than we think: intent and connection. AI can write perfect code or derive physical formulas, but AI doesn't know why we are writing that code. It doesn't know what solving that problem means to a human being. In this age of intelligence, our job is no longer execution. Our job is to define the problems worth solving. As Einstein said, it's not that I'm so smart, it's just that I stay with the problems longer. Stay curious, stay human. If you enjoyed this deep dive, hit like and subscribe. And tell me in the comments, are you into vibe coding or are you still a traditionalist? I'm Leo, and I'll see you in the next one.